Hey everyone, I am back with another video, and today I have a topic that I'm kind of excited about because it happens all the time. So today I'm going to talk about the unspoken and not talked about, but everyone knows they exist, rules on texting somebody you like or are talking to or are beginning to date. I don't care who you are, you have experienced these unwritten rules, have talked about them, questioned them, been confused by them. If you aren't already or currently in this situation, you definitely have been at some point in your life. And if you haven't, which I find really hard to believe, then you will at some point in your life. Or maybe you're going to watch this video and be like, wow, that was me, and didn't realize that you actually have already experienced it. So these unwritten, unspoken of rules as far as texting and dating, which let me preface this whole video by stating three different things. One, and I'm just stating them in the order that they come to my head. One, no matter whether you're a guy or a girl, if somebody is interested, if somebody genuinely likes you and wants to talk to you, they will make an effort. I don't care how busy somebody says they are. Unless they are in, a place where they have no cell phone reception, they have time to text you back. That's just first and foremost. People are always making excuses. Oh, they didn't text me back because maybe they were at the AMC movie theater and snuck into 5 different movies and they didn't have their phone. Who does that? Everyone always has their phone. So that's just first and foremost. It's as simple. If people want to, they will make the effort. The phone is a two-way street, period. That's first off. Second of all, social media in general. I use it every day, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I do use Twitter, Instagram, Facebook on a daily basis. At the same time, there are some serious issues in regards to social media. I think that social media, and this could be a whole nother video, so I'm just really going to be brief about it. I feel like social media has caused so much lack of communication skills in general and as a whole. You go out to a restaurant and you'll see a family of 6. 3 of them will be on their cell phones texting or tweeting or doing whatever they are on their cell phones instead of actually having a conversation with their family. Well, let me tell you, when something happens to your mom or your dad, you're going to be pretty regretful that you spent those 2 hours tweeting instead of having a conversation and getting to know your parents or whoever it may be at that time. You have to treasure the moments you do have and realize what's important. And the phone is not that important. Social media has caused so many, or been the cause of so many failed relationships. And it sounds so stupid. When you really think about it, well, why did your relationship fail? Oh, I saw something on Facebook that caused a fight that, it's stupid. Social media should not be the reason that your relationship did not work or for a cause of this huge blow-up fight that caused your relationship not to work. As far as communication skills, people don't have them anymore. As far as kids having imaginations, they don't have them anymore. You see these 6-month, well, maybe it's a little young, 9-month-old, year-old babies holding these iPads and iPhones. That's ridiculous. It's... technology is cool in the fact that I can use Google and find 1,000 articles on something I need to research instead of reading a bajillion books before I find what I need to find. That's great. But when people start lacking communication skills and not being able to confront people or directly talk to somebody, that is a problem, a really big problem. Social media is this big veil that causes people to hide behind it and not confront the person when they do have a problem, which is bad. You're going to have conflicts. It's uncomfortable. It's always uncomfortable to be in a conflict or a fight with somebody. But social media allows you to hide behind that fight, be kind of a coward about it, and not just own up to it. And it takes 10 times longer to get over a fight that way than if you would just say, you know, this really bothered me. Okay, I won't do it again. Thanks. Like 2 seconds. You know, which is another thing. You know, someone will have a conversation through texting that'll take the whole damn day when you could have just called that person and the conversation probably would have taken max 10 minutes. Like, social media in general. That's just, you know, number 2. I forget what number 3 was at this exact moment. So I will just go on to the main point of this video, which is the unspoken rules of texting. Now, the main one, I feel, is what I call the waiting game. When you're just in this giant waiting room, playing this waiting game, deciding what the right time is to text them, how long you should wait to respond to them, what you should respond to. I mean, there's just this whole game associated with texting. It's terrible. It's terrible. So you text a guy and you say, hey, just hey, and they don't text you back. But then you make and you're like, well, I just text them, hey, it's not really anything major that they can respond to. So, you know, I didn't give them a question for them to actually answer. So maybe I should have said, hey, what's up? As if what's up is going to make a difference. But it does. You know, if people have an actual question to respond to, the chances of them answering are going to be a lot higher. And people would think that sending hey is an open invitation for a conversation, but it's not, because people are clueless. So you need that hey, what's up? Not just hey. So you text them hey, they don't respond. Hours go by. Then you're like, well, how long should I wait before I do send the hey, what's up? And you're like, do I wait a day? Do I wait a couple more hours? Am I going to seem like this? And then you like debate it in your head forever before you actually send the text message. And then if they don't respond to that text message, well, I would just either give up or wait for them to text you. But that's another thing. Who texts whom first? I mean, that's a game in and of itself, because no girl wants to text the guy first. No girl ever wants to text the guy first, which in a way, I guess it's kind of the same, like, the same reasoning behind a guy should open a door for a girl kind of a thing. Like, it's the guy's job to text the girl first. And I feel like that pressure is put on the guy to some extent, because girls should be allowed to text first. But the problem comes into play when we know as females that guys don't like needy girls. Guys don't like obsessive girls. Guys don't like clingy girls. Guys don't like over emotional girls. Guys just don't like being bothered all that much unless it's on their terms. So we're stuck. Like, we don't want to text you for all of those reasons, but they don't feel like texting you first either, because in this day and age, it's, you know, not the guy's sole responsibility to text first. But when you guys don't like girls like that, we're like, well, we can't text you because we're going to sound too needy. So it's this big waiting game, and then in the end, no one texts each other at all because they're just sitting there debating what the rules of texting are. So it's this big, big issue. And then if a guy does text you first, well, how long are you supposed to wait to respond? Or not just a guy, and if someone texts you in general, how long should you wait to respond? You got to be careful about the waiting period, because let's say a guy texts you at 5:30 and you're like, I'm not going to text him back right away or in the first minute because I don't want to sound too desperate. So you're like, I'm going to wait 5 minutes. That's already too much effort. You just said in your head, oh, I'm going to wait 5 minutes. So then you're counting those 5 minutes. So let's say he texts you at 5:30 and you text him right back at 5:35. That's an exact 5-minute increment. So clearly you did plan it. They know that you somewhat planned it in your head to wait, I'm going to wait 5 minutes before I text him back. So now they know that you waited, which makes you look even more like you're thinking about it way more than if you would have just texted them back right away. So it's like these whole problems that surround the game of texting. But if you wait too long, maybe it sounds like you're not interested. You definitely can't text back right away, because then it makes you seem like you're just sitting around and have nothing to do with your life, and you're just waiting for them to text you, and you're overly excited. which sometimes you do by accident. Sometimes you're just like, you really are just sitting there really bored waiting for somebody to text you, and they're like, hey, what's up? And you're like, hey, exclamation point within the first 30 seconds, and then you're like, oh damn, how can I unsend that? I look so desperate. I mean, it's just a whole big thing surrounding texting. The time that people text, you know, if you're a girl and a guy doesn't text you or ask you how your day has gone or ask you to chill until like anytime after 11, then you're like, well, do I really want to respond now? So it's this whole game, but really maybe they just wanted to talk to you. People assume. But then that's when social media also plays into this factor, because let's say someone texts you and you're like, I really don't want to talk to them, or I do want to wait, you know, a couple of hours before I text them back so I know that I wasn't waiting for their text message, but you tweet, well, then it's all over. Then they know you have your phone, and they're like, damn, they just ignored my message. I ain't getting no buzz. So it's, but you're tweeting. So then it's like, do you put that much effort into, okay, well, I'm not going to text them back for 2 hours. So during this 2-hour period, I'm going to pretend to be sleeping and not tweet either. That way it makes it an even like playing field. So it's too much effort being put into, and it's too much thinking. You shouldn't have to think that much about someone you like or talking to somebody you like. Why can't people just be like, call someone on the phone, hey, you know what, want to go grab lunch? Hey, you want to go see a movie? It should be that simple. Not, hey, how was your day? Fine. They just sent back fine? How am I supposed to respond to that? I can't respond back to fine. And then you're like thinking of a question that doesn't, it's this whole stupid game. So those are just, and then the issue of tweeting does come into play because it ruins relationships. It ruins relationships. It's as simple as that, because people are nosy. Oh, I think that was my third, maybe I already said that in the first 2 points. I'm not sure. If I didn't already say it, or if I said it, I'm just going to reiterate it. People are nosy. People love being all up in your business. People know your business before you even know your business. Girl A is talking to guy B, and people know that A and B are talking and are kind of dating, so that they're aware of that because, you know, they've seen the tweets or they've seen Facebook. They're like, you know, they're tuned in to what's going on. So the girl is at the movies with her girls, the girl's at the mall shopping with her girls, and she doesn't have her phone necessarily like on her hip, and she's distracted. If you're in a movie, you should be distracted for at least 2 hours, not on your phone. That's a whole nother issue. Anyway, so girl's doing something. While the girl's doing something, the guy let's say they got in a fight, and he tweets about it and blows up their problem. Oh, you know, me and my girl, or post some like song lyric that's like relevant to it. Well, then all those 300 followers know her business before she does, because she hasn't gotten a chance to check her Twitter or talk to him yet. So they're like, damn, you so-and-so just got, you know, into an argument, or they're having problems in their relationship. Oh, he's cute. Maybe, you know, they're having problems. Maybe I can step in there. This is what goes through people's heads. People are nosy. People want in on gossip. It's just human nature. So before girl even has a chance to know what's going on, everyone else, including all her followers and her friends on Facebook, know what's going on before she does. Babe, we're in a fight. You weren't answering. Like, it, you know, it's Twitter, social media, subtweeting. It's this, you know, if you are talking to someone, you're not supposed to be talking to anyone else, but you're officially not together. So, you know, you're talking to some guy and he posts song lyrics that sound suggesting or very sexual or not related to you, and you're like, are you talking to someone else? And it causes a fight that shouldn't be there in the first place. And it also causes someone to not be direct and to be a coward and not have the balls to be like, this bothers me, or was this about me, or, you know, the assuming part is what's also a problem. But it's these subtweets. If you know you're talking about the other person and you know the other person is going to know you're talking about them, then why not just confront them and squash the problem way quicker than subtweeting? which I mean, I've fallen victim to it. I'm sure a lot of people have. Subtweeting is just one of those things sometimes you can't avoid because you're so tempted to just post that song lyric that describes 100% to a T what's going on in your life right now or in that relationship. But at the same time, it's like, dude, if you didn't have all this social media, your relationship or the whole dating game itself probably wouldn't be this complicated. Before, back in the day, all you had to worry about was a guy not returning your phone call. But now it's this, is he talking to someone else? Was that tweet to me? Oh, he didn't put our relationship, no one can see that we're in a relationship on Facebook. That's a problem. And then you get mad, and it's just round and round this game of unheard, unspoken rules that everyone thinks about, that confuses everybody, that everybody knows about, but we all do it. And it's just this vicious cycle. So that is my 2 cents on the tweeting, social media, and problems with the unheard of rules as far as texting somebody. And as I said, let me just reiterate this one time for everyone. People have the time. No, people always have their phone on them. Even when I'm at work, if I'm at work for 6 hours, the second I get out of work, I look at the time on my phone. Oh, I got a message from so-and-so. I can either choose to ignore it or respond to it. People always have their phones. People are always getting your messages. Unless you have like Cricket Mobile or something, they're getting your messages. People make time for what they want to make time for. It's really that simple. So don't settle. Don't let yourself be treated poorly. Know what you deserve, and don't be subject to this vicious cycle of social media bringing down your relationship. So anyway, that's all. Leave comments, feedbacks. I want to know what you guys think about this whole social media texting, unspoken rules of thing. So yeah, just leave comments, and I will make a video soon. See ya.